Have you ever wondered how connected we really are as human beings? At first glance, the world seems impossibly vast. Billions of people, spread across continents, languages, and cultures. Surely most of us live in separate worlds. But something strange happens when you trace those connections. It turns out the world is much smaller than it appears. This is the story of 6 degrees of separation, the hidden strength of weak ties, and how our actions can ripple out to shape the entire globe. The idea of 6 degrees of separation began with a simple experiment. Could any 2 random people on Earth be connected through just 6 social links? In the 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram tested this by asking participants to forward letters through acquaintances until they reached a target person. Many chains completed in about 6 steps. Later, newspapers ran similar experiments, like connecting a falafel seller in Berlin to Hollywood star Marlon Brando, and again the path was surprisingly short. While the exact number isn't always 6, the principle holds true. We are far more interconnected than we imagine. So how is this possible? The answer lies in network shortcuts. If we only interacted with our closest family and friends, our social worlds would remain small. But humans naturally form connections that bridge distant groups, co-workers, classmates, even strangers we meet briefly. These shortcuts collapse the distance between communities, creating invisible highways that shrink the world. This leads us to one of the most important concepts in sociology: the strength of weak ties. You might think our closest friends are the most useful connections, but research shows it's often our weaker, more casual acquaintances who open new doors. A distant colleague or friend of a friend can connect us to opportunities, jobs, or communities we'd never access otherwise. Weak ties stretch across networks, while strong ties tend to circle within the same group. That's why keeping diverse, open connections can be life-changing. But these shortcuts also explain how quickly disease can spread. Think of how fast COVID-19 moved across the globe. It wasn't because every person traveled far. It was because a few connections carried the virus across borders and into local groups. The very pathways that make social life efficient can also fuel global crises. Understanding this is crucial in public health. Controlling outbreaks often means breaking or limiting the shortcuts that accelerate transmission. Within these networks, not all nodes are equal. Some individuals act as network hubs, highly connected people who bridge many groups. Think of a community leader, a social media influencer, or that one colleague who seems to know everyone. Hubs amplify whatever passes through them. In the case of disease, they can be super spreaders. In the case of ideas, they can start global movements. Influence doesn't spread evenly. It flows through these central points. But why do hubs exist? The answer is preferential attachment. Success breeds success. Someone who already has many connections tends to attract even more. That's why popular social media accounts grow faster, why rich people often get richer, and why certain websites dominate the internet. Networks are also shaped by choice. Consider the prisoner's dilemma, a famous thought experiment in game theory. 2 people must decide whether to cooperate or betray each other. Rational self-interest suggests betrayal, but mutual cooperation creates the best outcome. In networks, the same logic applies. If everyone acts only for themselves, trust collapses. But when cooperation prevails, entire communities thrive. The balance between selfishness and cooperation decides whether networks strengthen or fracture. And this brings us to perhaps the most powerful lesson. Your behavior can change the world's behavior. Because networks magnify small actions, what you do matters far beyond your immediate circle. Think of how recycling habits spread through neighborhoods, or how a single act of kindness online inspires thousands of others. The flip side is also true. Negativity and misinformation spread rapidly too. The strange truth about human connection is that none of us are isolated. So when you trace how connected we are, the world suddenly feels both smaller and more fragile. 6 degrees of separation isn't just a curiosity. It's a reminder that we all share the same network. Weak ties open opportunities, network hubs amplify voices. Preferential attachment creates inequality. The prisoner's dilemma challenges our choices. And in the end, each of us carries the power to influence the world simply by the way we live, connect, and treat others. The next time you meet someone new, remember, you might be just one handshake away from a global leader, a Hollywood actor, or a stranger across the world. But more importantly, you are always just a few steps away from shaping the future of the network we all share.